Welcome to day number 4. Today we're going to wrap up our series on the pelvic tilt. So just a quick review, we went through exercises from the floor, we went to seated, and today we're going to cover those exercises done in the standing position, and they're basically two. One is against the wall and one is freestanding. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so here I'm in the Body Basics Fitness studio. I'm against the wall here. So start with your back to the wall and move your feet away about 1 foot. Next, your hips, your back, your shoulders, and your head will make contact with the wall, and your arms are also going to make contact with the wall with your palms facing away. Now, set your chin, lock your knees. Now you're ready to go. All you're going to do is flatten your back to the floor. And when you do that, you'll notice that your pelvis rotates posteriorly, and then let your everything relax, and it will naturally come forward. And when you can do this without anything else moving, you are isolating your pelvis and getting that motion down. That's a good thing. When you can do that, next we'll do it freestanding. So I'm going to turn sideways just to give you a different view so you can see how the pelvis moves. So I'm going to put my hands on my hips, and I'm just going to let my pelvis drop down. Now here I'm bending my knees a little bit, and then I'm going to tuck it under and let it fall forward and go back and forth. Now, I don't even know how not to do that because, well, I've been doing it for so long. So if you are an individual who's having difficulty coordinating that move, either stick to the standing until you can, or peel it back. Go back to the stability ball in a seated position, or go back to the floor lying down, and use one of those methods until it becomes second nature, and then progress it going forward. So your progression again is going to be from the floor to the ball to standing against the wall, and then freestanding without the wall. Now, another point I want to really accentuate is pain. Many people discover they have an anterior or a posterior pelvic tilt because pain is present. If you're performing these movements, these exercises, and you have pain, it's okay to come up to the pain, but please don't go into the pain. That's an indication that maybe something is, well, worse than you realize, and that would be an indication to see a competent medical professional. Now, if you need help finding one and you live in the Warren area, please contact me because I'm in contact with several medical professionals, and I'd be happy to refer you. Okay? All right, well, there you go. I hope this information has been really helpful for you. I hope you use it. If nothing else, I want you to have a new awareness that the pelvic tilt is something that you really should be paying attention to. And, well, if I missed anything, please send me a DM so I can answer your questions. And if you need help with your mobility, balance, movement, strength, anything like that, let's have a conversation. And if I can help you in one of those areas, it would be my pleasure. I'm Coach Larry Wasserman for Body Basics Fitness. Thanks again for stopping by. Remember, movement is medicine. I'll see you next time. All right, welcome. So today we're going to wrap up our series on the pelvic tilt. I want to show you 2 different ways to get the pelvis mobile in a standing position. One is against the wall and one is freestanding. All right, let's get to it. All right, so find a wall in your home. And the first thing you want to do is place your heels about 1 foot away from the wall. Get your butt, your back, and your shoulders on the wall, and then your arms on the wall with your palms facing away. Now you're going to basically relax your hips and let them fall forward, and you should have a hollow space in your lumbar spine. And then flatten your back to the wall and feel that your pelvis tilt under. That's your posterior pelvic tilt. And just try to get that going back and forth. With everything on the wall, it's much easier to isolate your hips and your pelvis to let that movement happen, okay? All right, so just keep practicing that until it becomes nice and fluid. The freestanding method, I'm going to turn sideways for this. all we're going to do is the same thing, but now I don't have to lock my back and my shoulders. In other words, I now have to create that stability through a different mechanism, okay, which is basically just motor control. So I'm going to let my hips drop and tuck them under and just try to get that movement as far back as I can and as far forward as I can until it feels natural and fluid, okay? That's what you're looking for. If it's a little sticky or what we like to call shake and bake, well, that's okay. Just keep practicing until it becomes fluid. And don't be afraid to have some fun with this. You can always put on some music and get your pelvic tilts in sync with the beats. And that can be a lot of fun and, get some exercise. All right, what else? Pain. Remember, monitor your pain. If you have some low-level discomfort, that's probably okay. When you're doing these movements, you can go up to the pain, but don't go deep into it. There's nothing noble about that. It might be time to see a competent medical clinician or an orthopedic physician, okay? If you need a reference for one in the Warren area, there's no shortage of them around here, and I know some really good ones. So send me a DM. All right, that wraps up our series on the pelvic tilt. I hope you come away with some great tips, some knowledge. If nothing else, I hope you come away with a new awareness of how important it is to keep this part of your body, mobile. All right, I'm Coach Larry Wasserman from Body Basics Fitness. It's been my absolute pleasure to share this information with you. Thank you so much. Remember, movement is medicine, and I'll see you next time.